All right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to why do Americans drive automatic transmission and Europeans don't. Let's jump in.
I learned to drive with my mother's Mini, and when I turned 18, I went to get my driving licence. It was a manual transmission car, like 90% of all cars in Belgium, where I live. When I turned 20, my father said I should drive his car to the restaurant we were heading for my birthday dinner. It was an automatic transmission car. A whole new world opened to me. I don't have to shift gears anymore. My left leg is free. Wow! I didn't think about it too much, as I thought it was something additional, a luxury on a higher end car to have like the Mercedes that my father had. 6 months later, I found a company for my international internship in the land of opportunity. Okay, sorry about that. A buddy of mine and I rented a car for the first 2 weeks, and the only option available, automatic transmission. Well, okay, no problem. I drove it once, I thought, and we got it. Later on, we bought an old 1991 Toyota Celica GT with automatic transmission. Well, that's odd, we thought. An old car with automatic transmission? In my mind, I'm still associating automatic transition being for luxury cars, so I couldn't place it well. 1 month later, during my internship, my boss asks to get something and I could use his car. When he hands over the keys, he says, "Can you drive a manual transmission?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, I've got my license." And then he responded, "Well, this is the States, man. Not everyone can drive it." It got me thinking, what
So
does
it's
he
like
mean?
the opposite, right? So here in the United States, if you have a manual car, you have skills, right, as a driver. But in Europe, it's the opposite, right? So if you driving automatic, you consider like a higher class, I guess.
Are Americans bad drivers? When I arrived back in the office, I asked my colleagues what kind of transmission they have in their car, and all of them answered
Yeah,
with
automatic.
automatic. I was shocked to hear it. And when I said, "Well, in Europe most of us drive manual transmission," one colleague responded, "Why would you? Automatic is easy. Why would anyone take the harder option?" I went away and did some research and found out the following information. In Europe, 80% of all new cars are manual transmissions, where in the States it's around 5%.
Wow.
An automatic car is, generally speaking, 1,000 to 2,000 euros more expensive. The taxes on cars are very high, especially in West Europe and Scandinavian countries, where taxes can be up to 150%.
What?
So getting
150% of taxes? My God.
an automatic over there is a huge amount of extra money you'd pay. In most European countries, you pay an additional tax on the engine size and horsepower, which pushes the manufacturers into the smaller and lighter cars section, like an Audi A1 3-cylinder 1 litre, where in the US people tend to get 3-litre V6 or V8 engines. Automatic transmission is heavier than manual, making your car weigh more, which causes more fuel consumption, which is a big no-no for Europeans
That
because
is
the gas
interesting.
prices
See, I
are
didn't know this.
significantly
I didn't know this. So basically, automatic transmissions, they tend to be heavier, so that means you spend more gasoline, huh?
higher there. For example, in the US, a litre, where 1 litre is 0.264 gallons of gasoline, is about 0.81 USD. In Belgium, it's 1.62, UK it's 1.64, and Italy it's 1.84. Driving a manual car is harder, and you need to regulate the clutch properly,
Yeah.
or you will consume more fuel, which in proportion gets higher if you drive a V6 or V8 US car instead of a V4 Euro car. The maintenance and repair costs of automatic cars are also higher compared with the manual.
Yep.
Europe has a dynamic topography. The continent is dominated by narrower roads, hilly areas, crowded
mountains.
cities, and bumpy terrains. Driving through the roads of Europe thus calls for ultimate driving experience with manual transmissions.
It might be the reason why you need a manual transmission in Europe. It works better, I guess, because you need to have more control of the car, right? So you need to have more control of the car when you go through these high hill, because in the United States, it's very plain landscape, so you might not have a lot of that.
Moving the gears up and down is more common when
Yeah.
driving through the countryside area. Hence, manual offers seamless acceleration around
Yeah.
the corners. To summarise, the differences are mostly economical and geographical reasons, not really the way how people like to drive. What do you think will happen in the future? Will the trend keep on going, or will we see a change because of electrical vehicles? Let me know in the comments.
That is a good point.
And if you liked the video, please drop a like. And if you disliked it, then drop a dislike.
Well, the thing is that, well, with the electronic vehicles, right, they're gonna be mostly automatic. So the question has to be whether it's more feasible or not, or we really need manual cars. I know a lot of sport cars, they are into manual transmission. Although they're still available as automatic, but mostly sport cars, for racing, stuff like that, people tend to use more manual. And I think it has to do something with control. They like to feel the control of it. Now, outside of that, I don't know how to drive manual. My brother does, my mom does, and my father does, but I don't know. That's something that I had to learn in the long run. But Puerto Rico, it used to be big. I remember a lot of people, they used to drive manual, but that has changed like the rest of the United States. Changed a lot. It changed a lot. There's a lot of people driving automatic. They're trying to not waste a lot of energy. I'm thinking more like an energy efficiency, as since the United States has a very hustle mentality. So it could be that you don't think about it, but when you wake up, you don't want to waste energy. So for some folks, maybe driving manual right early in the morning might be thinking like, oh, I'm wasting a lot of energy, haven't got to my job, so on and so forth. So let me just go easy with the driving. Now, personally, I think I'm not an expertise, but I always drove automatic transmission. I don't know if this is the same in Russia and other places. It seems like it's almost the same. So something, I do agree, it has to do with the terrain, because it seems like Europe has more mountains, right? There's a lot of mountains, so you need more control of your vehicle. So that might be one of the reasons why manual transmission is well common. But let me know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. In the meantime, guys, I'll see you next one.